The Los Angeles Chargers are going to take a Jim Harbaugh guy. What do I mean by that? I mean the Chargers are going to look for someone that really builds this roster in his image. A player that is a hard-working, working class type of guy. A guy who brings his lunch pail to work type of guy. A guy that isn't afraid to put his hand in the dirt and actually has a weird enthusiasm for everything around him. Says things like, "Oh, that was awesome," with a capital A. Jim Harbaugh is a unique bird, but he is very clearly a winner. And when he builds a roster, it is around players that are built in a very similar image to him. The draft is the perfect place for this Chargers team to build themselves up. Why? Because they're going to be able to go out and grab as many cheap players as they possibly can to help make this team great, to help put this team back on the map. This Chargers team was good enough to make the postseason the last 2 years. It needs to be better than just make the postseason. It needs to be a team that can win titles. And I think with this latest mock draft that we're going to discuss today from The Athletic, I think they'll be getting themselves a player that can help them do that. Help us out. We are 123 people away from 3,000 subscribers. The draft is coming up, and I want to be able to have as many videos as possible out for you. The way to be able to do that, to guarantee that we're putting out videos on the Chargers on draft day, you got to make sure that you hit that sub button. We want to cover the draft for you, but we can't do it if we don't hit 3,000 subscribers. You got less than a month. Hit that sub button and share the channel with your friends. Now, let's get into the video. I'm Will Ortner. This is Chargers Now, and we're discussing the latest athletic mock draft from Bruce Feldman and everything that he had going into the 2026 NFL draft. Feldman basically went through and took the first pick for every team. Now, for most teams, that was a first-round choice, including the Chargers, but not everyone. And we're going to dive into who the Chargers took. But first, I want to kind of lay the groundwork for why this player is going to work with the Chargers before we dive into this person. The Chargers have a lot of needs right now on their team. The offensive line, I think, is still pretty rough. You need an edge rusher to help come in and replace Odafe Oweh. The interior of your defensive line, strong, but not great. Safety, you could get a little bit younger. Getting Tony Jefferson back was a big deal. But to sit here and say that this defense, especially in the secondary, isn't a little bit weak would probably be a misstatement. So what are the Chargers going to be looking for in the type of player? We discussed in the cold open that it's going to be someone that fits this team, someone that fits the image that they want to be created. Chargers are going to want a Harbaugh guy. What is a Harbaugh guy, you might ask? A Harbaugh guy is someone that isn't afraid to put in the hard work. Someone that isn't afraid to put their hand in the dirt. Someone that is going to do everything in their power to make sure that this team is successful. The Chargers want a gritty, unselfish, hard-working football player in the 2026 NFL Draft. And the reason why the Chargers want that type of player and the reason why the Chargers want that type of person is because they know that if they get that type of player, they are going to get 110% every single time that person steps out on the field. The Chargers know that a Harbaugh guy does not leave a stone unturned. The Chargers know that a Harbaugh guy isn't going to settle for being average, good, even great. A Harbaugh guy wants to be elite. It's very clear that they want to go in and find one of those guys for themselves. The Chargers want to find a player that is a scheme fit. The Chargers run two very distinct schemes. Offensively, you run one scheme. Defensively, you run another. Mike McDaniel is a fantastic coordinator on the offensive side of the football. The Chargers are going to want to make sure that they find a player that fits his scheme. It's very distinct. Is it unique in the National Football League? I'd probably say no, because there's different versions of it in the Shanahan tree, but it is a very distinct style that needs a certain type of player. When you look at defensive coordinator Chris O'Leary's defensive scheme, it's going to fit a different style. It's going to be a style that is built in the image of the last Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, but it is a style that you need a certain type of player. You need more of a hybrid, a guy that can play a couple of different positions to have the most amount of success. A guy that's good at everything, a jack of all trades. Not necessarily a master of none, but a jack of all trades for sure. The Chargers are going to want someone that's a team player that isn't afraid to step in and either be a backup guy who's trying to earn his way to being a starter, or to getting a guy that isn't afraid to do what's best for the team. Sometimes you have to sacrifice getting interceptions because it means that you're making big-time tackles in the slot. Sometimes it means you're going to have to sacrifice playing as an offensive tackle because it means you're going to fit better with this team as a guard. The Chargers are also going to want to make sure that they go out and get a leader. It's hard to be a leader when you are so young and when you are a rookie, but the Chargers obviously want to have an environment where they have a bunch of guys that are not afraid to step up and lead the team, whether that is by being a verbal leader or if that is them stepping up and leading from the front by example. Rookies can help be leaders too. We've seen this in the National Football League plenty of times, where a young player steps into a role that they previously did not have, but they help push the team forward because they have new eyes. They are seeing things for the first time. They are able to help make sure that this team is in the right position to succeed. I think that the Chargers want to go into the draft and find a player that fits those three bills. So when I go through what the Chargers want, I do want to ask you, who do you think the Chargers are going to draft? What player in your mind fits all three of those wants that the Chargers clearly have? Let me know down below in the comment section. While you're down there, if you're fired up for the Chargers, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. The player that Bruce Feldman has going to the Chargers, it's Vega Ioane. We've been talking about the Graham, Washington native plenty of times here on the channel, and there's a good reason for it. He fits a lot of the needs that this Chargers team has. He is an interior offensive lineman. He's gritty. He's unselfish. He's a road grader, a mauler, the types of players that Harbaugh would recruit when he was over at Michigan. So I tell you, big shocker. Not. This is the type of player that the Chargers want to have on their roster. It's what Harbaugh wants. It's why he went out and drafted Joe Alt. It's why he's gone out and helped try to rebuild this team in his image, similar to what he had when he was the coach over at the University of Michigan, similar to what he had when he was the coach over with the San Francisco 49ers. By the way, Vega Ioane kind of feels like a Mekhi Potty type of guy. Big, strong, physical, nasty at that guard position. Feels kind of like the type of player that he had at Stanford. This is the type of person, the type of player that Harbaugh wants. When you look at the Chargers' offensive line depth, yeah, it ain't great. It's I would say, a roster and an offensive line group that's probably missing a key piece. And we know that Harbaugh, who was at league meetings this week, said that they're not going to be afraid to draft an offensive lineman. Well, they might like where they're sitting right now with Joe Alt, Tyler Biadasz, Rashawn Slater, potentially even where they like sitting with Cole Strange. The Chargers need a guard. I don't think that Trevor Penning is the answer for this Chargers team at that left guard spot. Vega Ioane is clearly that type of player. Vega Ioane can clearly come in, step up, and be a great performer for this team. Someone who puts this team on the map. Someone who pushes this team forward. Someone who opens up running lanes for Keaton Mitchell, for Kamani Vidal, for Amari and Hampton. Someone that keeps opposing defensive linemen off of Justin Herbert. He is the perfect guy for this team. I'll tell you right now, everyone that I've talked to in the know, they love Vega Ioane. And when I say in the know, I mean about the National Football League. Bruce Feldman had this to say on Vega Ioane and why he fits with the Chargers. No NFL head coach loves physicality like Jim Harbaugh. The human body craves contact. That's a Harbaugh quote as well. And with guards Zion Johnson and Mekhi Becton gone, the Chargers sorely need help in the trenches. The 6'4", 320-pound Penn Stater, who everyone calls Vega, should be a good fit. He's a pure guard and is in the road grader mode. He got himself in better shape in 2025 and showed a lot of improvement. I agree, Bruce. Look at the stats right now. I know PFF isn't everyone's favorite, but when you're grading out at 79.9% overall, you're doing pretty damn good. He's great in pass pro, doesn't give up any real pressures, doesn't give up any hits or any sacks. He's great when it comes to run blocking. That Penn State offense, they had a lot of issues, but one of them wasn't running the football. He's smart. He's heady out on the football field. He doesn't commit penalties. He doesn't make mistakes. Vega Ioane is a great offensive lineman and a great player. That he himself is a Harbaugh guy. He knew he had to get better, so what did he do? He went to work on his damn craft. He got himself in better shape. He got himself in the playbook. He gained more knowledge on this team. Vega Ioane is a home run signing, in my opinion. But I'm going to ask you, go down below in the comment section and grade Bruce Feldman's latest mock draft. Is it an A, B, C, D, or F? Let me know in just one moment because I'm about to give you my opinion. If you got to pause before you see my opinion, do so now. All right, now we're back to me. This is an A-plus grade for the Chargers. It's a home run signing. You're getting a guy who is perfect for this team. He fits your Harbaugh mold. He is unselfish. He's going to be a leader. Now, it might be more of a lead by example type of person, but that is exactly what he is. And most important, he is in a position of need. You have to get better on the interior of the offensive line. He allows you to do that. He even allows you a little versatility as well. If you really got into a desperate mode, maybe he even bounces out at that tackle position. Telling you right now, I can guarantee you, I know one guy who's going to be happy. It's that guy right there on the screen. Justin Herbert's going to be pretty damn happy to have Vega Ioane protecting him. Not just because they're both P&W guys, but more so because you are going to be getting a player that is willing to do everything in his power to keep that man upright. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. Keep QB1 healthy. Keep QB1 happy. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Make sure that you turn on your notifications so you do not miss any of the content we have here on the channel. And if you do not hit that subscribe button, you, my friend, are wrong. We are closing in on 3K subs. We have to get there before the draft, or else we're not going to be able to put out any videos for you. So help us out. Hit that sub button. And if you're already subscribed, tell your friends to go and subscribe as well. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. Make sure you bolt up.